And Sonia
At
has
the Louvre.
At the Louvre.
At the Louvre. Singing.
And Sonia has just come back from Mexico, where she is writing her 7th book.
No.
This one's a novel.
Random House.
Very sick, yeah. They are just fabulous girls. And like I say, that I arrived here in 1967 on July the 4th. And on the 5th, I met Sonia. And Janet, shortly after that.
Yes.
Janet, my
Yes.
And that was the old, Mademoiselle days. So I was really thrilled that they were both here tonight. You're all very special to me. But they were the first people that I met.
Here.
And they were. And when Sonia saw the pink boots that I was going to wear tonight, she says, "No, I insist on that. I want the outfit."
And I insisted he
Last
didn't
night.
wear it.
You insisted that they wear it. She
That
wear
you
it.
didn't, darling.
That's right. That's right. Okay. So now we have another act. It's a very hard act to follow.
Very hard.
Okay. And Ronnie. Oh no, Liz just introduced me.
I've done it.
Did that, right? It's the Bond girls. The real Bond girls. May I reintroduce the Bond girls? And we have been bonding for years, haven't we, darling?
Yes, darling.
I know.
For one night only.
Emphasis on resurrected. Lazarus is with us.
I need a ladder to get out of
Quiet over there. What do you say?
Now, we all know how much James likes Shirley Bassey.
Oh,
And because of that, we are about to perform something.
Golden.
Burley Shack.
Burley Shack.
Goldfinger! No, that's not it. Similar.
Similar.
James Whitehead, he's our star shining bright for 70 years. And oh, those years are a real showstopper, singing and dancing right into our hearts, playing many parts. He's been the consummate entertainer for years, to rave reviews and many cheers, with Shirley Bassey's legs and lame gowns, always the best parties in town. James Whitehead, he's our star, shining bright for 70 years. And oh, those years, a real showstopper, singing and dancing right into our hearts, playing many parts. His own words he has sung in our ears for the best part of all of our years. But tonight, it's our turn to praise him. It's happy birthday to our dear Jim. James Whitehead, he's our star, the man with the stylish touch. He's just too much. We love him so much. We love him so much. We love you.
Thank you, John. You should have been at the Oscars.
Oh, you're lovely.
The great thing about Arnie and China is they never tell you what they're doing. And they are just fantastic friends and original. And I love you both so very much.
Likewise, I'm sure.
Charlie. Yes. Yes.
I'll cut it out. Come on.
Oh, you're having any fun. Okay. I have to go and change again.
Yes, you do.
keep the show going. A little bit more.
It's time for that man again.
Oh, no.
Not me. My association with Jim probably started when I first arrived on the island and somebody said, there's a fantastic party in Queen Street on New Year's Eve. You said it. And we all used to pile into Jim's backyard and see these amazing shows which started around about 3 o'clock in the morning if you were lucky. But in those days Jim hadn't quite got the nerve to perform as he does later, and so he was always miming. And we all, probably a lot of us here will remember some amazing mime acts to Shirley Bassey, Bertha Kitt, Lena Horne and the likes.
I appreciate it.
Roll forward a few years and Jim starts to flex his theatrical muscles. And he decided that he would introduce pantomime to the Bahamas. Some of you may not know what English pantomime is. Hopefully many of you actually saw what we did. It is an art form that cannot be explained.
No, it can't.
Oh, yes, it can.
But Jim started off by... Oh, no, it can't. Thank you. Jim started off by flexing his wings a bit and directed the first pantomime we did, which was Cinderella.
Yes.
Which I had the honour of starring as one of the ugly sisters with the wonderful Brian Brown.
Yes.
Jim was dying to get on stage, but didn't quite make it in Cinderella. So the next show I think we did was Mother Goose. Yes. By which time I was promoted to pantomime dame and Jim could not resist it. So he totally upstaged us all in a razzle-dazzle number, all in pink. The photographs are outside if you would see.
Yes.
And he was acting as Barbara Cartland.
Yes.
And then we progressed a little further and Jim finally got to star. He was Widow Twanky in Aladdin. But he wasn't just going to do it straight as Widow Twanky, so he decided that he had the balls to come on roller skates. And, oh my God.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Oh boy.
What you've got if you're not having any fun? Are you having any laughs? Are you getting any loving? If other people do, can you have a little fun? The honey's in the comb, little bees go out. Even the old gray mare down home has gotta have hay. You ain't gonna live forever. Before you're old and gray, it's still okay. Have yourself some fun while you work and slave and save. And bucks. We're all save and save, and what do they got? Said, fun. Gonna live forever. For you're old and gray, it's still okay. Have yourself some fun. Have a little fun. Better have some fun. All right, boys, off with the shoes. Get me a chair. No, this chair, this isn't, what is this? A proper chair. A chair fit for a queen, I mean a king, you know. Come to Mount. Oh my goodness. Oh,
It's a throne.
furniture club. Oh, they've really gone down. I want to talk to Christina D'Arville about this.
Yes, indeed.
All right, boys.
All right, boys.
That's all they got.
You know, tonight, I have always been inspired by women, especially my mother, who allowed me, obviously, to do whatever I did, ever I wanted to do as a child, and encouraged me and my father and my family, and you know, I had a fabulous childhood, putting on parties in the back garden and charging threepence for people to come in. Very bossy.
Finally over. That's what I want to know.
He is really.
What happened?
I was asking if the childhood was finally over.
Yeah, no, it's not.
Not yet.
I'm getting my second win.
It's a fire.
I'm getting my second win.
Jim, how old
But-
were you with the druppins?
With the threepence, well, Teddy, I was probably 10, 9 or 10.
So I was a year older.
Were
That's
you?
scary.
I
Yeah.
always knew you were older than me,
I know you did.
but I was always allowed to do all these wonderful things. And I don't know, I've always been, I wouldn't say inspired by women, but I think I have been actually Ella Fitzgerald and different people, and you know, and tonight, you know, Eartha Kitt was, you know, I had a very hard day last night. I just thought she was a fabulous entertainer. And then the fabulous Shirley Bassey. You know, and thank you, Arlene and Gina, for that tribute to Dame Shirley. And Barbara Cook, Are You Having Any Fun, which is on a new album. She's 80, which she recorded when she was 83. And my other favorite person is Angela Lansbury,
Yes.
who is not thought of actually. She's not a recording person, but I think she's a wonderful, inspiring person, and is actually at 84 touring in Australia in Driving Miss Daisy with James Earl Jones. And I think that is really fabulous. You know, so it keeps you going. And she sang this wonderful song in Maine, which was a major, as you probably all know, a major show for her. And it was, like I say, I sort of get inspiration from music, and you know, people get it from poetry and you know, reading and from different sources. Reading. But from what reading did you say? You said reading. Clean your
Sorry, I
ears.
thought you said weeding.
Since she's had a haircut, she can't hear a damn thing.
That's it.
She's deaf.
No, but she had this great song. Open a new window, open a new door, travel a new highway that's never been tried before. Before you find you're a dull fellow, punching the same clock, walking the same tightrope as everyone on the block. The fella you wanna be is three-dimensional, soaking of life down to your toes. Whenever they say you're slightly unconventional, just stick your thumb up to your nose and show them how to dance to a new rhythm. Toast to a new song, toast to a new vintage. If this doesn't fizz too long, there's only one way to make the bubbles stay. Simply travel a new highway, dance to a new rhythm. open a new window every day. And there's a little story when Diane and I were, when she was working with me and together, you know, at
Frederick
Frederick Street Florist, remember Diane, and at the time, you know, Murder, She Wrote was playing, and they'd cancelled the show for Angela Lansbury. So I had never actually written a fan letter to anybody, but I really felt I had to let this woman know what a wonderful show it was and how we were going to miss it and everything. And I found out that she loved her garden. English woman, loved her garden, and so I wrote to her, and I said, I called up a florist in Brentwood, California, and remember this, Diane, when we did it? And I said I had been fortunate to see her in Gypsy in London and in Mame on Broadway and The Manchurian Candidate when it first came out. And we were all very sorry in the Bahamas that her program had been cancelled. But I wished her well, and I said, I finished by saying, open a new window, open a new door. And within a week, I had a letter from her thanking me for following her work, not her career, her work over these many years. And she said, you may be assured I will be opening new doors. And she did. Open a new door, travel a new highway that's never been tried before you find you're a dull fellow, punching the same clock, walking the same tightrope as everyone on the block. The fella you ought to be is three-dimensional, soaking of life down to your toes. Whenever they say you're slightly unconventional, and they say that, just stick your thumb up to your nose and show them how to dance to a new rhythm, open a new song, toast with a new vintage. The fizz doesn't fizz too long. There's only one way to make the bubbles stay. Simply travel a new highway, dance to a new rhythm, open a new window every day. Now I am going to introduce my good friends, Jay and Pete, better known as Jay and Pete, Jennifer and Peter, who have some very...
Adam Smith?
The Adam Waits. What did they... I'm sorry to pronounce that too much. Jennifer and Peter have a tribute, I think it's a tribute. I think it's a tribute.
I don't think so, Charlie. We'll see what happens.
Just that's very long.
It looks very long. It looks very long.
Very long, Jennifer.
Very long.
It's biblical, so it won't take too long.
Are you sure?
With ice cream.
Ice cream.
Yes.
Did you practice this? Go on, darling.
Okay. Okay. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening. Well, we have a real rags to riches story for you tonight.
Rags on your story.
Well, we have a real rags to riches story for you tonight. Riches.
Richard then.
One of them.
Okay.
Okay, right.
It all began on the 26th of March, 1943, all those years ago, when James Birrell Whitehead made his first appearance in the front room of 66 Dean Park, Newton Grange, which, as I'm sure you all know, is a small mining village in the shadows of Edinburgh Castle.
No, it will.
Get it.
It was evident from the moment that Jim was born he had an artistic bent.
Autistic, you think?
I don't know. I don't know. No, there's nothing funny in that one. That's to come. As he immediately grabbed his mother's imitation pearl necklace and yanked it off her neck.
Jim's older brother, David, on hearing the cries of the baby boy, asked his dad,
What's that noise?
to which his father replied,
Oh, it's just a cat.
which might well explain Jim's fondness for pussies.
Oh, I don't think so.
Jim who?
Yeah, Jim who?
Opposition there.
Jim's school days were gay and carefree. Very gay and carefree.
The gay part. Good boy.
Gay man gay, yes, yes. And led his first job under a rag and bone man? Oh no, as an apprentice, sorry. Sorry. As an apprentice.
Needless to say, he quickly developed his own special style, supplementing his income by using the rags, which we now call drag, in the evenings.
Usually by entertaining the sailors on leave down at Edinburgh docks.
We won't bore you with all of Jim's other escapades leading to his arrival in Nassau, but they're soon to be published in a book called He Stooped to Conquer.
Book 2 will follow later this year and will detail his colourful adventures in this tropical paradise. Working titles for this book are either Tropical Treats I Have Known or Desire Under the Palms.
But rumour has it that quite a few of you will feature in the book, so you might wish to consult a lawyer. Sooner rather than later. Are there any lawyers in the house?
Sean? Sean? Where's Sean? Where's Sean?
He's gone.
Okay. Jim's obviously done very well here in sunny Nassau and has graduated from celebrating his 40th birthday at Santa Maria, that exclusive resort on Cable Beach, to his 50th birthday at the hillock high above the Eastern Road. Well, from what we remember, quite a few of us were high that night. To his 60th birthday on a tennis court transformed into a sub-club a la Las Vegas. And now to this exclusive venue for his 70th, the event which, of course, we're all celebrating tonight.
And now, to mark this auspicious occasion, a very modest sponge cake has been specially prepared for Jim to cut and for all of us to enjoy.
Really?
The cake.
Cake? Cake?
Cake.
Anyone want a cake?
Where's the cue for the cake? Cue for the cake.
Perhaps Domino's can help.
Thank you,
The
guys.
cake.
Oh, here it comes. Here it comes.
Come on, Jamal. Oh, no. Come on, Johnny.
Look at that, darling.
Do we have a sword to cut this cake with? Is there anything to cut? Any smokers around here?
Come on now. I don't know if these will work, but we'll see. Okay, we had a fire last night. Did I tell anybody?
over to cut this cake with. By the way, this is real.
We need a knife, Tyler. Get us
I'll
a
tell you
knife,
what.
please.
I'll tell you what.
Tell you what.
Marina.
What,
It's a fake.
what, Marina?
It's a fake. It's a fake. Bring on the cake. Bring on the cake. Bring on the real cake.
It's time, boys and girls. Time things.
It's time for real cake.
Are we ready? Yeah. Are we ready? Yes. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday.
He's nobody used to anyone. He's nobody used at all. And there was James swinging on the outhouse door without his nightie. Brother, could you ask for more? There must be more.
Styrofoam. Anyway, cake is to come.
You mean no cake?
Ain't okay.